Alright, alright. Yeah, Zolda, oh, you're right! Your profile picture is this person right here. I didn't even realize that. I have seen your Dark Souls title screen, though, which, honestly, let me tell you, Zolda, your Dark Souls mod for your title screen, is part of what made me want to play this game. Is I was like, wait a minute. Zolda's meme in this game? Okay, well, I'll give it a shot, I guess. But okay, anyway. Let's go. We played a few days. It's May 5th. I think we're on, like, day 3 or something. I don't know. But okay, so I wanted to start the day out with doing this. We ended on this part. So, okay. Let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna go with, unrestrained here. And then, ooh, yeah, like, uncontrollable. Yeah. Then I really like the idea of, philosophy. Seems pretty dope. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, like variance. Oh, finally something that Natsuki likes. Oh, jeez. Hi, Melon. I did not say no more ever again. Find the clip. I don't think I said it. I don't think I ever said that. Okay. Funny enough, Melon, though, I do like how you showed up immediately with me starting this game. I've picked 5 words in the game, and Melon is already here. So, it's saying something. So, what do we got here? You're off to bed? Well, have a wonderful night, Melon. I hope to see you tomorrow. Unending. Unending pain. We're just shit-talking me in Discord? Nice. Yeah, I was just really, botching some Wings of V speedruns. I kind of like Fester. But, let's go with, like, something like a little bit of, Crimson. Oh! Okay, yeah. And then, Essence? Oh, man, Yuri loves me today. Okay. Then we'll go with, a little bit of desire. Oh! Okay. Melon is a mod until I finish the Dark Souls 2 DLC. Melon is specifically a Dark Souls mod, but it'll, then other things started coming up for me to play instead of Dark Souls, such as the Wings of V tournament that I'm in right now. Which, by the way, if you haven't heard, I am 3-0 on Wings of V right now. I have caused 2 upsets by winning matches that I wasn't expected to win, and one lucky bracket roll where I actually played against somebody who was not expected to win any matches at all. So, yeah. I'm 3-0. Let's go with a little bit of, here's the thing, though. I'm telling you right now, I am going to lose every match from now on. Except I already said that about last match, but still. I'm going for a little bit of analysis. Yuri likes analysis also. It's meant to be. It's meant to be. Determination. Oh my gosh. She's speaking right to my heart. Judgment. Oh, shit, yeah. Alright, let's go with a little bit of, a little bit of captive. Ooh. Now, she did a little hop there, too. I wonder if that was a tiny bit of her liking it, too. Okay. But here we go. A little bit of, you know. Wait, what? You can't watch because blind and all? For what now? Oh, so that you can't watch the races so that you can play Wings of V blind. Oh, shit, dude. Yeah, I think I'm on day 3. This is the 3rd time that I have picked words. Insight. Ooh, yeah. See, Yuri is into Bloodborne. So, they're after image. Yeah. And then a little bit of Eternity. Ooh. 2 of them liked that one. Have a good night, Melon. It was nice to see you. Precious. Existence. Dream. Okay. I'm afraid to click because my mouse is currently having a problem where it registers double clicks all the time. But I think we're gonna be fine, actually. Oh, man. Wait, what was Monica's voice? I'm the last one here again.
Don't worry, I just walked in too.
Were you practicing piano again? Yeah. Haha. Oh, shit, there's a thing that I need prepared. There we go. Okay, that's gonna come in handy a few times. You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club, and now picking up piano. Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out for the festival, too. What the fuck was Natsuki's voice? I keep wanting to call her Natasha. Yeah, I know, Oxity. I just don't want to press spacebar all the time. It's easier to click. Hang on, putting pop filter on. Don't mind any clunking. I gotta put the big ugly one on. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Alright. Her voice is like, I can't wait for the festival. I think that was her voice, something like that. It's gonna be great. Huh? Weren't you complaining about it yesterday, Natsuki? Well, yeah, but I'm not talking about our part of the festival. Oh, wait, no, her voice was like, but it's a whole day of school where we get to play and eat all kinds of delicious food. You sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden.
No, you sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden.
Monica, do they usually have fried squid? Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. Oh, come on. Are you saying you don't like squid? You? Of all people? Right? Hey, Anne. What? What? Huh? Oh, jeez. Hold on. Yeah. Boo, boo, boo. Alrighty then. Zolda, thank you so much. There. Thank you so much for being the newest subscriber. Yeah. MTG bot, I wish you would stop saying that. You make me look lame when every single sub I get is the only sub of the day. Alright. I'm a little worn out by that. Okay. I didn't say I don't like it. Besides, what do you mean by you of all people? Because it's right in your name. Mon-Ika. Mon-Ika. Huh? That's not how you say my name at all. Also, that joke makes no sense in translation. Never mind. Let's just focus on our own event for now, okay? Fine. Why no cam? This is just not really the kind of game for a camera, I think. I don't know. It's a visual novel. Oh. When I start a new game, I arbitrarily decide at that time whether I'm going to use a camera or not, and this was a no-cam game. Your reactions just aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyway. Excuse me.
Where is Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are.
Sayori is sitting at the desk. Sayori is sitting at a desk in the corner of the room, looking down at nothing. Hang on, I need water suddenly. Okay. I walk over to her.
Hey, Sayori.
I wave my hand in front of her face. Huh?
You're spacing out again.
Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else.
Huh. Is everything alright?
Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
It just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things.
Geez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see? Sayori shows me a big smile. Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone.
Well, alright. If you say so.
I worriedly glance at Sayori before turning back toward everyone else. But the conversation has already dispersed with everyone back at their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monika if she's noticed anything about Sayori recently. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they may just be spending a lot of time together. I timidly approach Monika. I'm just gonna say Monica. Because of that joke from earlier, I don't know. You guys give me your opinion. Vote 1 if Monica, 2 if Monika. Monika. Monika sounds like an African name. I'm just... Okay? Oh shit. 1. What was 1? I don't remember if 1 was Monica or Monika. The thing is that the other girls' names are Yuri, Natsuki, and an other girl, Sayori, which are all Japanese names. So this one you would think would be pronounced the Japanese way, which would be Monika. Say it like it's spelled. Well, again, with Japanese, it would be like Monika. But that sounds, for some reason, that name sounds weird because it doesn't sound like a Japanese name. Okay, it's Monica, who is shuffling through some papers at her desk. Dash, what's up?
Hey, this might sound a little strange, but have you noticed anything up with Sayori recently?
Anything up with her? In what way do you mean?
Maybe I'm reading into it a little too much, but she seems a little downcast today.
Oh, you think so? I can't say I've noticed anything about her. Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who is idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Maybe there is something on her mind, but I'm surprised I'm not the one asking you, Dash. You certainly know her a lot better than I do.
Yeah, but she's never really liked this. She's always talked to me about things that bothered her. But this time when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just wanted to ask if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now.
No, it's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself.
Are you sure about that? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone.
Are you sure? Maybe she just has a hard time bringing it up with the person of interest.
Person of interest? What do you mean by that?
I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Dash.
Me? How on earth would you come to that conclusion?
Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks about you more than anything else, you know.
Huh?
She's been so much happier ever since you've joined the club. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her.
What? No way. Sayori is always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different than how she's always been.
You're so funny, Dash. Have you thought that maybe you've always seen her as so cheerful because that's just how she is when she's around you? I said too much. I'm sorry. What do I do now, anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now.
Alright.
Monica smiles meaningfully. I know she said to forget about it, but I already know that I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monica stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her. But she's keeping her voice so quiet that I can't hear from here. I sigh and sit myself down. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else, but that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her that I'm letting this weigh me down so much? Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of the ordinary, but there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica. Why does it feel like I'm being watched? I glance around the room. Suddenly I notice Yuri peering at me from over her book, but she looks away quickly with a flustered look on her face. I realize that she won't get anywhere like this. I've never really seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation on her own accord, so I have no choice but to approach her myself. By now it's a little easier for me to do that. I stand up from my desk and sit down next to her own. I didn't mean to bother you or anything.
Relax. You didn't even do anything.
But I could tell that you wanted to be alone with your thoughts.
Alone with my thoughts? How were you even able to tell that I was thinking like that?
Well, it's something that I do a lot, so it wasn't hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression. Not that I was staring or anything. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, my cursor is coming in a little bit because it's like, here's the thing, alright? My cursor should be off screen like this. But then, like, I feel weird clicking on the very edge of the screen, and I've got this, what's the word? This, when it doesn't make sense. It's, like, not actually correct. There's a word I'm trying to think of. I've got this unreasonable feeling that if I go all the way off the screen, when I click, it's going to click off the screen. Even though it's not going to because it's locked in. So instead, I let my mouse just kind of linger into about right here. Acoustic. Zolda's full of that kind of memery. If you guys aren't following twitch.tv/Zolda, you better. But be prepared for memery. Anyway. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that.
In any case, I guess you were right. I'm sorry if I caused you any concern.
Don't apologize. Your troubles are only the concern of those who willingly share in that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping to themselves. But if you would prefer to share what's on your mind, then I would be glad to listen.
It's not really that big of a deal. I was just feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori.
Sayori?
Yeah, she seems a little off today, but when I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her.
Oh? That's quite romantic.
Sorry.
I didn't mean to say something stupid.
It's not that, I just didn't want you to misunderstand. Sayori and I have just been friends for a long time, that's all. We're just friends, I swear.
Ah, I see. Then perhaps it's unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings.
Or maybe I'm just reading into it a little too much.
Dash. The world is full of meaning, often hidden deep beneath plain sight. And there are many untold mysteries behind every person, no matter how well you may know them.
So you think that there might be something behind it after all?
Hang on, I'm moving my mouse pad around because it was still in Wings of V mode. How I feel right now is that I know for a fact if I were to just pick all the words that I immediately want to pick, Sayori would be in love with me and we'd probably already be banging. But instead, I'm trying to tailor myself toward Yuri because she's the hottest and has the biggest boobs and has purple hair, which is part of why she's the hottest. Also, her having the biggest boobs is also part of why she's the hottest. But you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, The thing is that I enjoy conversation with Yuri the most. I feel like, here's the thing. The reason that if I just picked the words that I wanted, it would go for Sayori, is because when I'm picking words, I'm just like, what's the most metal? And then I just pick whatever's the most metal, you know, like pain and suffering. And those seem to be things that Sayori wants. However, I don't actually want pain and suffering, I just like metal music. So, really, I think that Yuri is the best for me. Sayori just appeals to, you know, the part of me that's just like, yeah, fuck it, rain and blood, you know, and that kind of stuff. So, anyway. Here we go. I think that Sayori is a very complex person. So, what I'm saying is that I think that Yuri actually is the best. I don't know if I already said that. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head, and she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today, too. And I also feel some concern for her. Right, Yuri's the smart one. I know, Yuri's the best. Like, Yuri is totally the best. I may or may not be considering a second playthrough where we go for Sayori, though. I'm just saying. But in your case, it looked like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she?
Well, I guess that was the case.
Sayori, she really means a lot to you, doesn't she?
I guess. But you don't need to put it that way. We're just good friends, that's all.
Yuri suddenly looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is gentle and curious, as if she was searching for something. Embarrassed, I avert my gaze. Sometimes, a person's mysteries are untold even to themselves, and you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings you weren't aware were in you. That is, I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her.
Yuri.
You take that as May. You've done 4 playthroughs so far?
You're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy, so I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you. I'm just after you because you've got big tits, you know?
That's not a compliment, is it?
It is what it is. I'm telling you, your rack is fantastic. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading?
Well, as long as you're okay with it.
Yeah. I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway. Why don't we go ahead and get started?
Yes, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first?
Not at all.
Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second?
Sure.
Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, and then we'll go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. How is that as opposed to her speaking? Anyway, may I have the water pitcher? Oh, I guess because when she speaks, she often, stammers and kind of is shy and stuff. But, I mean, when she gets talking, though, she's elegant. Thanks. I'll be right back.
I may as well walk with you.
Yeah, why not? Shall we go, then?
Yeah.
Where are you two off to?
We're just, Yuri was gonna make some tea, so...
I suddenly realized how weird it sounds to explain this to Monica.
We're just filling the water pitcher.
Huh, okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That's the kind of a one-person job, isn't it?
That's...
Monica, please mind your own business for once. Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve Dash into club activities? That sentence I really stumbled over. My mouth gapes. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Then let's go, Dash. Yuri quickly exits the room, and I follow. In the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that?
Yuri.
Something about the way she said that. It made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me?
No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monica to judge people like that.
Dash, how come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me?
Because nothing that you do is bad as long as your boobs are you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. We have emotions and we can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane.
No. So the only reason that I gave the main character a voice is so that if somebody is only listening to the stream, they know when it's narration versus when it's speaking, you know? I had to make it an actual voice so that the narration would be different. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that?
Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that?
Friend, you say?
Yuri lifts her head.
Dash, I really like being friends with you.
Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you, too. I feel kind of awkward saying something like that, but I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway.
Yeah. Shall we go?
Yeah.
Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom. Dash, do you like oolong tea?
Yeah. Anything is fine.
Very well. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get... Oh, shit, we gotta write that down. 200 degrees for oolong tea. Okay. Now it's time to get the teapot.
You really do this properly, don't you?
Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others.
Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything?
In that case, you'll only be even more impressed.
Perhaps I will.
Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she starts even humming to herself a little bit. That sentence I just rearranged as I saw fit.
You must be in a good mood now.
Is that so? I was letting it show. And you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I would try expressing myself a little more. And it turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around anyway.
That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much.
You're always worrying about me, Dash. It's very endearing.
Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us.
Dash, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today?
Why is that?
It's a little easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall, rather than bending over at my desk.
You have back problems, you say? Is that everything? I mean, I didn't realize.
No worries. I just have a back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it.
Is that so?
You just wait for the kettle to scream? Oh, I guess I wasn't paying enough attention to actually know what the thing was. It's like South Park's impression of John Travolta. I'm a coffee guy also, Zolda, except more specifically, I'm a coffee soylent guy. But if I don't have coffee soylent, then I'll just have a coffee.
I'll have a coffee.
Coffee. I'm sorry, it's just really fun to say coffee instead of coffee.
Is that so? I wonder why that is.
It's most likely because it is because of her boobs!
Your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading.
Yes. I have terrible reading posture. So, that's why we should sit on the floor.
Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book.
I retrieve the book from my bag.
I have some chocolate as well.
It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I kept hidden from Sayori's candy radar. I take it, since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each one holding half the book. Except this time, our bodies are even
closer to each other.
Yeah, I should have busted out that one. Our bodies are even closer to each other. I can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup? Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that's even harder to focus. Yes, please. Please don't murder me and take my box. Oh, Yuri, I can't remember what the undead merchant says. I can't remember any of his lines. He's like, "Nyeh." I think he like laughs kind of weirdly. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Oh, boy! Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. I feel like it's something like that. He does laugh a lot. Here's the thing, by the way. Side note about the Souls series. I think my #1 absolute favorite thing about the Souls series is all of the NPCs' inappropriately timed laughter. Like, all the NPCs laugh creepily and at weird times that is also exaggerated by the, like, stilted advancement of the text for voice acting. So there's, like, a weird pause between what they say and their weird laughter. And it's, like, super inappropriate every time. And it's so good. Oh, yeah. Thank you kindly. Yeah, something like that. Why don't you go fall off a cliff or something? I haven't heard that one. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper.
Sorry.
I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper.
You can have as much as you want.
That's okay. I won't take any.
Are you sure?
Well, if I touch it, then I might get smudges on the pages.
You're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad.
No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay?
Are you sure?
Of course. Oh, she's so cute. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg.
Well, in that case...
Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate and candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural. This is escalating very quickly. The amount of cute here has escalated significantly more than I was expecting today. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Huh? Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Oh yeah, I mean, this doesn't even... That one was me that time, not the characters in the game. She looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Dash.
Sorry, I guess I shouldn't have done that.
Well, you were just helping. That's something that friends do, right?
I mean...
Not really in this kind of context, but...
Yeah. That's all it was.
Yeah, then... You don't need to stop or anything.
I see.
The situation has gotten really tense. Yuri tries to return to the book, but I can tell just by her expression that she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers, but this time, Yuri's eyes meet mine. How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips, but it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. Okay, everyone! Ah! Yuri jolts back. It's time to share poems. Dash, you can help Yuri put the tea stuff away, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, thanks. The spell is abruptly broken. I'll take care of the cups.
Yeah.
Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. I pick up the bag of chocolates. In the end, we hastily clean up without so much as a word between us. I get the feeling this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up. Let's talk to Yuri again right away. Straight to business. Dash, your writing has only improved these last few days. Every poem you've shown me has been nothing short of spectacular. I can really feel the emotions. I'm a little envious even. I don't think it ever came to me this naturally.
Yuri, that's the wrong way to put it. This never did come naturally to me. but I've been able to improve so much thanks to you. You're really the example I was chasing after.
Is that so? Yuri gently smiles to herself. This feeling. I'm so glad I got the chance to share my writing. I never thought it would feel like this.
I remember you mentioning that yesterday. I can't believe you're so good at something you've never even shared with anyone.
Hang on.
I can't believe you're so good at something and you've never even shared it with someone. It's kind of a shame.
Maybe, but it's not like I really had a choice.
What do you mean?
Well, Yuri smiles sadly. Dash, during lunchtime, I eat by myself. Did you know that? It's a great time to find a quiet spot and do some reading. In fact, I always have some books with me. You could say I really enjoy reading.
Oh, no shit, Yuri?
Well, that's one way to put it anyway. But books are so full of amazing and inspiring people. People you want to fall in love with, or people you just know would make a really good friend. Cheerful people who always put a smile on your face. Or deep thinkers and problem solvers who discover the mysteries of life. So when you look at it that way, I'm surrounded by friends every day, you know? And those friends don't laugh at me.
Sounds good, Zolda!
Thanks so much for being around. Thank you for subbing again. And yeah, I'll see you around. Tomorrow's Monday, so if you're streaming during the daytime, that's daytime for me. I'll check it out. And those friends don't laugh at me. They don't tease me for spacing out all the time. They don't make fun of my body type. And they don't hate me for acting like a know-it-all.
People say that about you?
I'm not a know-it-all, Dash. It's the opposite. I don't know anything. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to make people see me as normal. I don't even know how to make myself happy. I have all these feelings, and all I can do with them is read and write. But it wasn't until now that I started sharing it with you, that I really understood what was missing all this time.
But I haven't really done anything.
No, that's wrong. Just being patient and respectful. That's really important to me. I know I'm a difficult person, Dash. I speak too slowly, I second-guess myself all the time, I read too deeply into things, but every time, you've always treated me just like anyone else. It's so rare that I feel comfortable with myself when I talk to others. But that's why every time I talk to you, I just feel really happy.
I see. Well, I treat you how you deserve to be treated, Yuri. And if other people don't see it that way, then screw them. I mean, I joined this club hoping I would make friends. And I would say I've had at least one success, wouldn't you?
If you put it that way, yeah. We really are friends now, aren't we?
Yuri puts her head in her hands, but this time she's smiling as she does it. Do you want to show me your poem?
Yeah, I do. Let me get it for you. Beach. A marvel millions of years in the making, where the womb of Earth chaotically meets the surface. Under a clear blue sky, an expanse of bliss, but beneath gray rolling clouds, an endless enigma. The easiest world to get lost in is one where everything can be found. One can only build a sandcastle where the sand is wet, but where the sand is wet, the tide comes. Will it gently lick at your foundations until you give in, or will a sudden wave send you crashing down in the blink of an eye? Either way, the outcome is the same, yet we still build sandcastles. I stand where the foam wraps around my ankles, where my toes squish into the sand. The salty air is therapeutic. The breeze is gentle yet powerful. I sink my toes into the ultimate boundary line, tempted by the foamy tendrils. Turn back, and I abandon my peace to erode at the shore. Drift forward, and I return to the earth forevermore. It rhymed at the end. That was neat. I'm aware that the beach is kind of an inane thing to write about, but I did my best to take a metaphorical approach to it.
You say that like you didn't even want to write about it.
Oh, you haven't heard? After yesterday, Natsuki and I, well, it was amusing that we wrote about something similar in such different ways. So Natsuki wanted us to write about the same topic as each other again. I suppose to better compare the differences in our writing styles or thought processes. Anyway, it was her idea. Knowing her, it's no surprise that she'd want to do something like that. She probably just wants to show off. It's not like I have a particular interest in her writing style. I just went with her request. But, well, I suppose it's not so bad to write about something simple on occasion. It can be refreshing, you know? It's good for me to calm my thoughts once in a while.
Yeah, I think I agree. Thanks for sharing.
Alright, Sayori. It's nice, I guess.
Come on. I can already tell you don't like it.
Well, you don't need to worry about what I think. After all, you wrote this for someone else, didn't you? Probably Yuri.
Huh? I didn't write this for anyone specifically.
Maybe. That's not really what I meant, though. But it's okay. You're making new friends, just like I was hoping. That makes me really happy. And you're happy too, right? In this club?
Well, of course I am.
Good. That's all that matters to me. Thank you, Dash.
Sayori, is there something wrong?
Huh? No, nothing. I'm just a little tired today.
Alright. Just tell me if you need anything.
I will. Don't worry about me, okay? You can go play with everyone else now.
If you insist.
Yay! I'm gonna go home a little bit earlier today.
Sayori?
Tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom humming to herself. Alright, well, Natsuki. Meh. I guess you really haven't learned anything after all. Honestly, I don't know why I got my hopes up in the first place.
What? I didn't think this one was that bad. What did I do wrong?
Poems don't need to be all deep sounding to express something. It's going to just sound like you're forcing it unless you don't really suck at it. Honestly, don't bother trying to write poems like this until you're at Yuri's level. Natsuki stops short all of a sudden. Don't tell me.
Huh?
You're not just trying to impress Yuri, are you?
What are you talking about? And keep your voice down.
You know Yuri would love this angsty.
Just because she's a talented writer doesn't mean...
Eh.
Looks like I'm in trouble. I somehow struck a nerve, though what I did is beyond me.
I'm so done with you.
Natsuki shoves the poem I handed her back over to me.
Take your stupid poem. If you wrote it for someone else, just don't show it to me.
Ouch. This is what I get for letting a younger girl step into my business.
I'm playing Doki Doki Literature Club Flex. Unless I was a mind reader, I was destined to be in a world of pain from the start. At least Natsuki wasn't really the girl I was trying to impress in the first place. Alright. Boy, these girls are they're reading me like a fucking book, which I guess is pretty what's the word? What's the word when it's very on point? Hi Dash. Have you thought about what you wanted to submit to perform at the festival?
Well,
being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people.
I'll have to give it some more thought.
Okay, no pressure. But whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. You know, okay, I'm actually disappointed because I really like Natsuki's poems, and I wanted to read another one of her poems. It would also make me happy to see. Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem.
Sure.
I let Monica take the poem I'm holding in my hands. This one's good. It feels like you're not only getting more comfortable with your style, but the imagery is better than the last one I read. Just wondering, but have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style?
I guess so. You can't deny that she's talented.
Yeah, totally. I think her poems are the most romantic. That's the best way to describe it. She's like a totally different person when she picks up a pen.
I noticed that too. Or when she's talking about literature, it's like a light turns on inside her.
That's the second time that they've made that, metaphor, or that simile, this today. Sadly, it's hard to get much personal conversation out of her. Trust me, I've tried. Who knows what's going on in that head of hers?
I hope you don't mean that in a bad way.
No, of course not. I just meant that I wish she didn't keep so much to herself. But still, defending her like that, you must be pretty into her.
You completely misunderstood.
Calm down, I'm just kidding. Besides, I'm pretty sure she's already got a boyfriend.
Wait, really?
Yeah, a fictional one anyway. Monica kind of whispers that last part to me. It's just a hunch, but...
Well, there's not really anything wrong with that.
Well, I know. I was just saying. Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, alright?
Alright.
The Lady Who Knows Everything. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders Earth. The lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer. all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather. Lost adrift the sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search. I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. But when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend is all that remains. The last dim star glimmering in the twilit sky. Monica. Was that supposed to be Twilight, Monica? Until one day, the wind ceases to blow. I fall and fall even more. Gentle as a feather, a dry quill, expressionless. But a hand catches me between the thumb and forefinger, the hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything knows what I am thinking. Before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which to amount to nothing. There is no meaning, there is no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend. Your legend does not exist. And with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. You know, I feel like learning and looking for answers are the sorts of things that give life meaning. Not to get too philosophical or anything, but it was kind of on my mind, so that's what I wrote about.
I see. I never really put much thought into it.
In a way, it's almost paradoxical, because if I had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning?
You know, there's one thing I noticed. It seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy.
Ah, are you surprised? I mean, if everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? Humans aren't two-dimensional creatures, and I think you'd know better than anyone.
You mean one-dimensional?
Yeah, that. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to share your writing because you're afraid that it's not good? It can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something you put so much into. But if you can find other people who enjoy writing, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of just telling you that your writing is good or okay or bad, they'll want to focus more on everything that went into it and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it will make you want to continue improving. It's almost like having your own little literature club, don't you think? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Excuse me. Okay, what I'm hoping is that because Sayori went home early, we can walk Yuri home without Sayori being sad about it. Unless she stalks us with a knife. Okay, you three. We're all done sharing poems, right? Why don't we start figuring out... Hold on a second. Is it just me, or did you say something strange just now? Huh? Something did sound just a bit unusual. That's right. You deviated from your usual catchphrase when addressing the club. Catchphrase? I don't have a catchphrase. Jeez, why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri isn't immune to it. Stagnating air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen.
In your books, maybe. Look, the only thing different is that Sayori isn't here.
It seems you're right. Sayori always helps lighten the mood a little bit, doesn't she? It's almost like everyone's balance is thrown off a little bit when she's not around. Where the heck did she run off to, anyway? I thought she just went to pee. Natsuki, please show some decency. Oh, come on.
She actually wasn't feeling too well and went home early.
Is that so? I hope she's alright. Seriously? Of all the times to not go home with her, you pick the time she's not feeling well? So much for you two being all lovey-dovey.
No. First of all, stop misunderstanding my friendship with Sayori. And second, she's kind of been avoiding me today, so I didn't want to force it.
Huh?
That curious expression coming from Yuri of all people?
Wait, why is this in quotes? Am I saying this out loud? Calm down, guys. I talked to her early and everything is fine.
What did she say?
Anyway, we need to figure out the rest of the festival preparations, so let's decide what everyone will be doing this weekend. I already know what I'm doing. That's right. Natsuki will be making cupcakes, but we might need a lot of them. And different flavors. Can you handle all that by yourself, Natsuki? Challenge accepted. And as for myself, I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Sayori will be helping me design them. And as for Yuri, you can... Guys, can you help me come up with something for Yuri? I'm useless. No! That's not it at all. You're the most talented person here, you know? Now Natsuki's pouting too?
Jeez, even I can tell now. I guess I never gave Sayori enough credit, but I can tell things are even harder on you when she's not around.
That might be the case, but if I can't be a leader on my own, then I won't grow as a person. So Yuri, you have beautiful handwriting, you know? So you should make some banners and decorations to help set the atmosphere. Atmosphere? About that. I love atmosphere. Yuri's expression suddenly changes as she stares at her desk and in focus and starts nodding to herself.
Your mind is already racing, I see.
That's great. You'll be a wonderful help, Yuri. But anyway, that just leaves you, Dash.
The one who is truly useless.
Don't say that. In fact, both Natsuki and Yuri have some pretty heavy tasks to handle. It would probably go a long way to give one of them a hand. You could always help me out as well. I would be really appreciative of that. Is Monica suggesting that I spend the weekend with one of my club members? How on earth are they going to respond to a suggestion like that? I suppose I wouldn't mind a bit of help. Well, even if you don't know how to bake, there's always some dirty work I could give to you. It's not like Monica's going to give me a choice, and you shouldn't be sitting on your butt anyway. Natsuki tries to mumble a bunch of excuses like that. If I recall, Natsuki, you mentioned that you would like to handle the baking on your own. Dash may not like to be around if you only make him out to be a nuisance. So therefore, he may be more suited to assisting with the decorations. Hold on, I never said that. How hard could it be to make a few decorations anyway? Sounds more like you're just making excuses for Dash to... What are you saying? It will be extremely meticulous work. And baking isn't? Just what do you think? Guys! Let's settle down for a moment. In the end, I think it's up to Dash to decide who he'd like to how he'd like to contribute. Besides, he hasn't really gotten the chance to spend any time with me yet, you know? So I'm sure he's interested in... You literally just said, I'm surprised as well. Sorry. I was just saying, though. Jeez. Can we settle this already? Yeah. Dash, you're okay with this, right? In the end, it's up to you.
Of course.
Very well. In that case, everyone looks straight at me. Yuri.
Well, I'll probably just be most useful helping out Yuri.
Me? Are you serious? Why would you... Natsuki, I can already tell you're about to say something mean. No. I was just saying... So you'll be helping out Yuri then, Dash?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
I'm glad. I have a bad habit of overthinking these sorts of things, so I think your assistance will be very useful. That's great to hear. Natsuki, will you be able to handle the baking yourself? I mean, yeah. I already said I would be fine. Okay. Everyone can tell that Natsuki is feeling a little sour.
So, is that everything we needed to go over?
Yeah, that should be about it. Yeah, who knows, maybe the real way to play this game is that I should be spreading the love out a little bit to keep them all happy. But, I can't resist Yuri's temptation. You know what I mean? What was I gonna say? Hang on, I had a thing I was gonna say. Oh, yeah, you know the... In the night, come to me. You know I want your touch of evil. You know, it's all... Yeah, that should be about it. Are you guys excited? Well, excited may not be the right word, but I suppose I'm looking forward to it a little bit. You're possessing me. Do you feel the same way, Dash?
Me? I guess you could say I'm interested to see how it'll turn out.
That's good enough for me. What about you, Natsuki? Natsuki? What? Why is everyone yelling at me? I didn't even do anything. No, that's not what I meant at all. Yuri anxiously glances between everyone in the room. I'm sorry for this. I don't really know why Dash picked me, and also, your cupcakes are the best cupcakes I've ever had. They go really well with my tea, and nothing that I do for the event will compare to that, so I get it. I'm kind of surprised, though. Why? Well, I'm the one acting immature. I already know that. But you're trying to cheer me up all of a sudden. I know, I'm not very good at it. I'm sorry if I said something bad.
Natsuki isn't the only one surprised. Monica and I are also aback by Yuri's words. When she already has trouble with words, trying to cheer someone up must be far out of her comfort zone. But I begin to understand. Yuri was trying to sound like Sayori.
Even if it didn't work perfectly, I can tell that she tried to say something Sayori would say at a time like this. Because Sayori always helps everyone smile and feel good about themselves. No, I kinda appreciated it. I'm sorry for making a big deal out of nothing. I'm going to say this. You better bet that my cupcakes are going to be the best part of the whole event. Ah, I believe you. Yeah, I hope to see everyone do their best. But with that, there's nothing more today. For me today, reading chat. So I guess it's time to head out. Alright, let's get out of here then. Everyone picks up their things. I start to follow Monika and Natsuki out the door as they chat between each other. Yes, this is what I wanted. Walk Yuri home.
Yeah?
I turn around. Sorry, I realize that I don't have any way of contacting you this weekend.
Oh, you're right. I can't believe that slipped my mind. Should I simply give you my phone number?
No, walk her home so that we know where she lives. I think that would be the best way, yes.
Alright then.
Yuri and I exchange phone numbers. This song. This sounds like another video game song. What? Why don't I have it? Seriously, what? Wait, really? I don't have it on this computer? Okay, that's really surprising. What? Where the hell is it? It should be it's something about, like, the... It's something about the stupid theme park. Okay, I guess I don't know it by name. The problem with Japanese soundtracks is that every translation has the names a little bit different, you know? Oh, Electronical Parade is probably it. Okay, you got to hear what I'm talking about, or it's gonna drive me nuts. It's probably this one. Yeah, see, I nailed it. So, yeah, there you go. Just, I had to point that out. It's like, it's just like on the same scale. I want to say there's even a part of the soundtrack where it plays that same, melody on a piano, but I'm not sure. I'll look into that later. Okay, then I'll be stopping by your house on Sunday.
Huh? My house?
Is that a problem?
No, not at all. I just thought that I would be the one going to your house since I'm the one helping you.
I suppose that makes sense. But if you don't mind, it would be a lot easier for the game developers to only have to draw your room, no matter which girl you go with. That way, they only have to draw 1/4 the number of rooms, so I think I would prefer going to your house.
Alright. In that case, it won't be a problem.
I decide not to press Yuri for a reason. It's not like it should matter much either way, so I'll just need to make sure that my room is clean.
I hope I managed to make myself useful in some way. I'm not nearly as creative as you are.
Don't underestimate yourself, Dash. I think that we'll make a very productive team. Even if you only chose me because you felt bad or something.
Wait, you don't actually think that, do you?
I don't know. It's difficult to come up with any other reason you may have chosen me.
You're forgetting the one reason that makes the most common sense. I chose to help you because that's what I want to do.
But... Yuri thinks to herself with an extremely tense expression.
Yuri, you're overthinking this. You wanted me to point out when you're overthinking, right?
Huh? I didn't realize.
I'm telling you, I want you. I mean, I want to help you. That's all there is to it. Do you believe me?
Yuri thinks really hard again. She looks straight into my eyes for a long while. I believe you, but also my face is up here. As if it took her tremendous effort, Yuri finally says that and relaxes her expression. And I'm really looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah, I am too.
After that exchange, I make my way out the door and Yuri follows. I can't believe this. Yuri is going to be coming to my house on Sunday? My anxiety shoots through the roof. Even though I've gotten pretty used to handling her at this point, there's no telling what might end up happening when we're outside of school. More than that, she told me she was looking forward to it. Is this the chance I have to make something happen between us? Or is it too early for that? Only time will tell. But until then, I won't be able to take my mind off it. I seriously can't wait. It's already Sunday. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Yuri's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. Yuri is clearly an introvert, and also an intimate person in general. There's no doubt that she'll open up a little bit when it's just the two of us. Her mind, I mean, not her shirt. Meanwhile, we've been texting occasionally. She was extremely apprehensive at first, but it wasn't long before I was already learning more about her. But putting Yuri aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori since she left the club early the other day. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said and what Monica said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? I decide to visit Sayori before Yuri comes over. Rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often that we made it a habit of simply entering each other's houses like we were family. The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room. It's already strange of her not to run down and greet me. I head up to the bedroom where I finally find her. Oh, geez.
Sayori?
Hi, Dash. I sit down in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us. You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you?
I guess you're right. It has been a long time. Not much has really changed, has it?
Sayori's room is as messy as it's always been. I also recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years now. If you come over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess.
That's because I end up cleaning it for you.
How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? Aren't you supposed to see Yuri today?
Yeah, but...
Wait, how did she... Okay, yeah.
How did you know about that?
Sayori had already left by the time we had that last meeting. Monica told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations, right?
Ah, that's true. But what about you? Aren't you going to be helping Monica today?
Of course. But I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to meet up or anything.
Ah, so it's just me and Yuri then.
Yep.
There's more silence between us.
Sayori stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. I finally get to the point.
I just wanted to see how you were doing. After you left on Friday, when something's wrong, you can't hide it from me. I know you too well, so...
Sayori smiles, shaking her head. That's no good, Dash.
Huh?
Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings, if I didn't make that stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have been so worried about me at all.
I wouldn't have been worried at all.
You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have even been thinking about me right now. But this is just my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. Randomly Combusting Snowman. It's a long name. Hello. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me.
Sayori?
I grab Sayori by the shoulders.
What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something happened to you. There's no other explanation for you to be like this, so tell me already. Until I know, I won't be able to stop thinking about it.
Sayori gives me an empty smile. You really put me in a trap, Dash. But you're wrong. Nothing happened to me. I've always been like this. You're just seeing it for the first time.
Seeing what? What are you talking about, Sayori?
You're really just going to make me say it, aren't you, Dash? I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? Because most days I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and caring to waste by having them spend it on me? Oh, that confused me, Chaos Factor, because of how prominent DLC is. So DDLC, I'm like, what? But yeah, I was talked into it. Mwah, I like that expression. That's what it feels like. And that's why I just want to make everyone happy, without anyone worrying about me. I'm in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. Is it possible that Sayori kept this from me the entire time that I've known her? Did she really want so badly for me to just not think about her?
Why, Sayori?
Eh?
Why is it that you've never told me about this? It almost feels like I've been betrayed as your close friend. Because if I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you. But if there's only so much that I could do, I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you had to do was tell me.
You don't understand at all, Dash. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, then you would have to waste effort caring about me instead of doing other things. By the way, let me tell you something right now. I, personally, suffer from depression. And the game itself told me to probably not play it because of that. But, you know, at that point, I had already been convinced to play it. And, it's like absolutely 100% the thing with depression. That people will not tell you that they have depression because they don't want you to worry about them, because they don't care about themselves. And they don't want to bring anyone else down. And they don't want anybody to focus on them. Because they think that they are worthless. And that nobody should spend any time thinking about them. It's 100% how it works. But, yeah. By the way, Twitch streaming is, like, it's like a huge coping mechanism for me, where, I'm off medication and stuff. Take it seriously. I've been off medication for meds and stuff now, too, because, you know, playing Twitch and stuff has been good. Anyway, I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung against my head. That's why I wanted so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing for me. But then I discovered something else, too. Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone in the club, it feels like a spear going through my heart. So that's why I decided the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt.
You're right that I don't understand. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori. But I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I'll do.
No, Dash. There's nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped is if everything could be like it always was. But I was selfish. I finally showed you what a horrible person I am.
Tears streaked down Sayori's face.
I made you join the literature club because I was selfish, and I was punished by my heart hurting in a way that I couldn't understand. And now you came here, and I made you hurt too. I'm just weak and selfish. That's all I am. And that's why I'm going to accept these punishments, because I deserve every last one.
Without thinking, I once again grab Sayori's shoulders. This time I pull her into a tight embrace.
Dash.
Sayori, I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus. But please never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Dash. Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, her arms remain at her sides. She starts sobbing next to my ear. No, don't do this to me. Please don't do this. Dash, Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but all I want is for her to know that I care.
If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away, and if there's anything that you need me to do, then you'd better tell me. I'll get mad if you don't.
I don't know. Gently, Sayori finally puts her arms around me in return. I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Dash. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm, and that's really scary too. Sayori lets me go, and she does, so I let her go as well.
The festival is tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun, right?
Yeah.
How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want. I promise.
I think that would be nice then.
Yeah.
Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would.
Of all days, this has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel.
No, don't. Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you.
But it's almost time for Yuri to meet me at my house. At the very least, do you want to come along and help out? It would be fun.
To my surprise, Sayori shakes her head. I'm sorry. I don't know if that would be very good for me today. You understand, right? The enemies on the poems get a really big difficulty spike. I don't know what you're saying. I don't like fake spoilers, though. That sounds like a fake spoiler, but it's weird.
But I'm trying my hardest.
It's okay. Don't worry too much about it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Alright. I look forward to it.
I say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. On the way home, I find myself still feeling uneasy, but it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Yuri is about to come over too. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much, and we're definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. As I approach my house, I see something that makes me feel a moment of panic.
Yuri?
Oh my god, she's wearing one of these sweaters. These sweaters are like the cutest thing on the old anime girls. I was explaining this to Nicole. I'm surprised Nicole didn't immediately think of this. But maybe she didn't get this scene or see this outfit. But anyway, it's a good sweater. Thank goodness.
You're a little early. I'm sorry I wasn't home yet. Were you waiting for a long time?
No, I just got here. But I started to get really nervous when nobody answered the doorbell.
You always could have texted me. If I had known, I would have reassured you and hurried more on my way home.
I suppose that's true. I didn't think of that for some reason.
It should be common sense to do that, but I decided to ignore it. Anyway, let's go inside. I see you brought a lot of stuff with you.
That's right. And did you manage to find everything I asked you to buy as well?
Yeah, pretty much. At least, I hope I got everything right.
I'm sure it will be fine. I take Yuri into my room. The first thing she does is glance around curiously, which makes me feel anxious. It's so clean.
I cleaned it before you came over, so...
That's very considerate of you to do.
No. I would be really embarrassed for my room to be a mess while you were here.
Well, I do enjoy cleaning. I would have gladly helped you clean.
That would be even more embarrassing. Wait, don't look in there!
I snatch Yuri's wrist, which was in the process of opening a desk drawer of mine. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking for some reason. I was just spacing out.
It's fine, it's fine.
What, do you keep physical porno around? Who does that? Who keeps physical porno around anymore? Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions. Maybe it's a trap drawer that will set my death note on fire if she opens it. I let go of Yuri's wrist. She puts both of her hands firmly in her lap, as if making sure she's keeping track of them.
So, should we get started?
Yes. I have a few things planned that you can help with. Decorations and other atmospheric enhancements.
Atmospheric enhancements?
You know, mood lighting, aromatherapy candles.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you planned on taking it that far.
Of course. I want to help take our guests to a faraway place.
I hope they're lavender candles.
Although many will stop by just out of curiosity. And for cupcakes, I guess. I'm determined to provide an experience that will leave them wanting more.
That's great. It's easy to forget that you're a pretty intense person.
Intense?
I guess that's the best way to put it.
Is that a bad thing?
No, not at all. It's something that I like about you, actually.
Is that so? That makes me feel relieved. And kind of happy.
Yeah, no need to be so anxious. You can relax a little.
Relax.
Relax. Go do it when you...
I brought some things for relaxation. I was going to use them during the poetry event.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Let's see. Yuri rummages through her bag. She pulls out a few candles and a wooden cylinder-shaped object. I did some shopping on my way here, so I happen to have these in my bag. I plan to cover the windows in black paper and use the candles to light the room. I think that would be amazing, don't you? Do you guys know that King Diamond used to record all of his vocals for his albums by candlelight, but then one time he almost set the studio on fire because his candles lit. They like went out for something and his candles lit his lyrics on fire and they almost started the fire. So now instead he records his vocals by black light because he says it's close enough to the effect. You know, King Diamond. The blinding light! Oh shit! Wait, how did this happen? Oh no! I successfully got the King Diamond in the picture, right? Right? Abigail, I know she's in control of your brain, Abigail. Anyway. We're just gonna cover the windows in black paper, light some candles, and listen to some King Diamond. Hi, Timpani.
Yeah, that would be really neat.
I don't know. I feel like this is a no cam game. Like I could turn it on, but then I'm just like right here. I don't know. I feel like this is the kind of game where there's not much value to me being on stream or on screen. Maybe that's just me though. I don't know. Also, because I'm not on camera, I put the big ugly pop filter on the mic, so that way the voice sounds better because my B's and P's pop less. I have less plosions. My expression to the dialogue might be interesting. I'll try to emote through my voice instead.
Yeah, that would be really neat.
Okay, all right. Let me turn it on for a second and just let you know that here's the one expression that you get is that I cannot do the main character's voice
Without raising one of my eyebrows.
and so that would be just about all that you get.
Ah, what's with that wooden thing, though?
Oh, this? It's a diffuser for essential oils. How familiar are you with aromatherapy?
Not familiar at all.
Is that so? It's one of my favorite contributors to a positive atmosphere. Depending on the oils or herbs you choose, you can change the mood of the air itself. You can even feel it permeate through your body. Relaxation, positive energy, romance, reflection. It's almost like magic.
Yuri takes the cylinder and pushes a switch on the bottom. In a moment, a thin ray of vapor begins to spout through a small hole on the top. Wow, that smells wonderful.
So, nah, I don't want you guys looking at me.
Wow, that smells wonderful. What kind of mood is that one for?
This is a jasmine essential oil. It smells a little sweet and flowery, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
I chose jasmine for the event because it provides more than relaxation. Jasmine enhances your emotions and helps you feel them flow through your body. You feel warmer and your heart pounds more heavily. Don't you think that would be perfect for sharing our poems?
It does sound suitable, but you seem to know a lot about this, so I'll trust your opinion worth anything.
Don't you think that will be perfect for sharing our poems?
It does sound suitable, but you seem to know a lot about this, so I'll trust your opinion with anything.
I am not understanding the continuity of this conversation right now. Yuri smiles, gently, clearly enjoying herself. Oh my gosh. Hang on. I cannot read. Let me just take a drink of water and try to reset my reading mojo. She again reaches into her bag and pulls out several spools of thin ribbon.
What are those for?
Well, did you purchase the origami paper I asked you to get?
Yeah, I have it over here.
We won't be using the paper for folding origami. What I'd like to do is write a different word on each paper. We'll need about 100 of them.
Oh yeah? What will those be used for?
Well, I'm going to cut pieces of ribbon to hang from the doorway in the classroom.
You're sure we're not just gonna kill people and fold origami swans and leave an orchid on them?
Then, we can fasten the paper onto the ribbons to create a doorway curtain. Wouldn't that be beautiful? It would also catch the eye of those passing by the room. It may attract some to peek inside.
That's really creative. I had no idea you'd be so good at this, Yuri.
Is that so? Well, I suppose I do get a little intense, as you'd put it. Yuri giggles with red cheeks. Is it just me, or is she more relaxed when it's just the two of us? Or maybe it's the excitement she feels from sharing something that she enjoys. Here's a marker dash. You can write any characters you want. I'll help you once I finish cutting the ribbons.
Oh, alright.
Sitting on the floor together, the two of us get to work. I carefully draw a different character on each paper, doing my best to manage my bad handwriting. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. Then she reaches into her bag once more and pulls out a pocket knife. The knife is strangely beautiful. The silver handle has an intricate pattern of waves etched to it. The blade itself is gently tinted blue.
That's no ordinary pocket knife. It looks really fancy.
Well... Embarrassed, Yuri looks away.
What is it?
I love how she fumbles with her hair. I'm fumbling with my hair right now, which I have to tell you because I'm not on camera, because the stream is terrible. You're going to think it's weird.
Yuri, whatever it is, I have no reason to judge. To each their own, you know?
If you promise you won't be weirded out.
Yeah, I promise.
Alright. The thing is, I'm kind of into knives. Holy shit, she's into knives. They're just so pretty. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. The combination of craftsmanship and feeling of danger, maybe? What am I saying? Please don't think I'm weird for this. You're laughing at me.
No, I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny how nervous you got about sharing. It's an interesting thing to be into, I guess. But I think it kind of suits you.
Suits me?
Yeah, it's kind of intense. Besides, it's a really cool looking knife, I can't deny that.
It is, isn't it? Yuri relaxes her expression once again. Would you like to hold it?
Sure, I'll check it out.
Yuri carefully hands me the knife, with the handle facing me. I take it and turn it around in my hands. It feels heavy and extremely solid. Where do you even get a knife like this? Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger.
Ow!
Dash! Why did you do that?
I didn't expect it to be that sharp. I barely touched it at all.
It's my fault. I should have warned you. This knife is extremely sharp. It can cut through the skin like it's paper. Oh no. A small drop of blood trickles down the side of my finger. Yuri takes my hand and gives the wound a closer look. She stares at it noticeably and fidgets.
If you're squeamish, I'll go wash it off now.
Without warning, Yuri puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound. I feel her tongue curl around my finger. Startled, I instinctively God damn it! I instinctively pull my hand back. Oh, please forgive me. I wasn't thinking. Yuri lowers her head, her face burning up.
Yuri.
That's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. How could I do something like that? I'm sorry.
Sure, it was a little weird and it took me by surprise, but I guess she was just trying to help, right? Yuri, I think you're overreacting a little bit.
She doesn't lift her head. What if she doesn't recover from this for the rest of the afternoon?
Alright, you know what?
This might be a stupid thing to do, but I do it anyway. Okay, alright. Here we go. We're doing better now. Dash! Did you really just do that?
Now we're even.
Yuri just looks at me like I did something wrong.
I knew that would be a bad idea.
If not for the sweet aroma of the jasmine oil, the air would be extremely heavy right now. You're so weird, Dash. Yuri giggles shyly. Yuri calling me weird? I have no response to that. Where do you keep your bandages?
I don't think I need one, actually. It was a tiny cut. Look, it already stopped bleeding.
I see. That's relieving. The tension is quickly lifted. We each resume our respective activities. I watch Yuri's knife cut through the ribbon like it's nothing but air. Meanwhile, I continue to make progress on paper. After we finish attaching the paper to the ribbons, we lay them all out side by side. It looks better than I expected, and will be effective, very effective as a door curtain.
It looks great. Good thinking coming up with this, Yuri.
Thanks. It's just something I saw online, really. Are you ready to move on to the next task?
Yeah, let's do it. What do you have in mind?
I'd like to create a banner. That's why I asked you to buy the paint tablets.
That's right.
One of the items that Yuri had asked me to buy was a kit of watercolor paint tablets. We'll need about 6 cups of water to put each of the tablets in. Do you mind fetching those for us?
Of course not.
6 cups of water.
I'll be right back in a minute.
Thank you very much. Oh, and just a little bit of water is okay. If you fill the cups too much, it will be too diluted. Dude, more and more Yuri is the right choice. Taking Yuri's advice, I decide to use the small plastic bathroom cups rather than full-size glasses. I put them on a plate to catch any paint that drips, and then bring it back into my room.
Yuri?
Yes? I come in to see Yuri quickly unrolling her sleeve and putting it back over her arm.
Nothing.
Yeah, I know where this is going.
Your face is a little red. Is it too hot in here or anything?
No, not at all. There's nothing wrong, so let's mix the paint. Yuri hurriedly dismisses me and takes it upon herself to unwrap the tablets, dropping them into the cuts. I mean, we know where this is going. Yuri is a cutter. That's what it's gonna be. It was like already a thing with the beginning. The fact that Sayori talks about having depression makes me think that the other girls will have their own, depressed things, mannerisms that come along with depression. And the fact that she's into knives, and her knife is really sharp, and then there's the blood thing. I'm just saying. So, I thought we would do something simple that would look very nice. I'd like to paint a gradient across the banner, starting with the colors for a sunrise, then daytime, then sunset, and nighttime. Once it dries, I'll write an inspirational quote across the banner. We can hang it on the wall behind the podium at the front of the classroom.
Ah, neat. What are you going to write?
Well, it will be more fun to surprise you. Yuri smiles at me.
If you say so.
After rolling out the banner, Yuri and I kneel on opposite sides so we don't get in the way of each other. Yuri uses a brush and adds a few dots of different colors across the banner to serve as a color guide when we paint.
This kind of reminds me of elementary school.
Painting on a banner with watercolors feels a lot less like art class, or feels a lot like the art class projects we had back then. It's relaxing. I'm sorry if this feels too childish.
No, I didn't mean that at all. It's just kind of fun, you know?
Yeah, it is fun. I'm glad you feel that way too. Yuri stops painting for a moment, thinking to herself. For me, I don't need to go out and do crazy things to have fun. In fact, I usually don't even want to. It's just like when I can spend time with one other person. Or I just like when I can spend time with one other person. Even if it's something simple like reading. It doesn't matter if we don't talk much. Just having a friend next to me makes me feel a little bit nicer. I think that's all it takes for me to be happy.
Is that so?
Even if Yuri and I are quite different, I can understand where she's coming from. I feel that way about things like anime and games, where simply sharing the experience with someone can make me happy.
I think I feel the same way.
Yuri smiles gently. I knew you'd understand. Yuri leans over the banner to grab an unused paintbrush, but I move at the same time, causing my head to bump into hers. Gah!
Sorry.
Yuri reels back, and I quickly lift my hands in surprise.
Are you hurt?
No, I'm not hurt. It's just, you just startled me, that's all. Sorry, I should have asked you to get it for me.
It's not your fault. Your face.
There are droplets of paint on Yuri's face and neck. Is there something on my face?
Yeah, I accidentally got paint on you. Sorry, it's totally my fault. I'll get a towel right away.
I rush out and fetch a small towel, then I dampen it with hot water. I return to my room and kneel back down in front of her. Aww. Here.
Here.
Yeah. I pat Yuri's face and neck with the towel.
Is something wrong?
It's hot, I just didn't expect it.
Sorry, I didn't want to use cold water.
Having finished, I start to retract my hand, but Yuri suddenly holds my wrist. Wait.
Huh?
Just for a little longer. It feels really nice.
I
keep my hand still against Yuri's neck. She looks into my eyes. It's an intense expression that I recognize from when she reads her books. Almost as if she's lost in a daze enveloped by her own thoughts. She breathes gently, half through slightly parted lips. What is happening? Is it the aroma of the jasmine oil giving me this dizzy feeling? Yuri's gentle fingers wrapped around my wrist send a tingling sensation down my arm, and suddenly her face seems much closer to mine than it was just a moment ago. Yuri slowly pulls away. Sorry, I've been feeling a little lightheaded today. I didn't mean to space out.
It's fine.
The moment is over as soon as it began. Yuri picks up her brush again, but her movements seem clumsier, like she's unable to focus. I remain silent, forced to ignore the event that just transpired. I hesitantly retrieve my own brush and continue following Yuri's example.
That should do it.
I finish filling the night sky with white dots that look like stars. Looking at the banner as a whole, it's pretty and natural looking. I think it came out better than I expected. I'm really happy with the results.
Yeah, me too. Are you going to add the lettering now?
Not yet. It needs to dry first.
That's true, but won't that take a while?
Well, perhaps it would be best to leave it here, then have you bring it in the morning. I can do the lettering in the classroom before our event starts. Is that okay?
That's totally fine.
Wonderful. In that case, I don't think there's anything more for us to do here.
Whew.
You say that like you're glad it's over. Was I wrong to assume that you were at least enjoying yourself a little bit?
No, it's not that. I'm just glad that we managed to get everything done.
I see. I am too. I was a little concerned about time. I need to start making dinner soon.
So you don't have any time left?
I was secretly hoping we'd have extra time after finishing the work. Well, Yuri thinks to herself. I think it would be too irresponsible of me to wait much longer. I'm sorry. I was hoping there would be more time as well.
It's probably my fault. Sorry for being such a slow worker.
No, it's not your fault at all. And the important thing is that we got everything done, right?
Yeah.
So, I shouldn't be disappointed or anything. Gathering her things, Yuri seems to look a little downcast. I understand why. It sounded like she rarely gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in a relaxed environment. But that doesn't mean this is the last time it can happen. Once Yuri packs up, I walk her out to the front door. Thank you very much for having me today.
No problem, I'm glad I was able to help. Just let me know if there's anything else you need me to bring tomorrow.
I will. Well then. Yuri fidgets. I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Wait, I kind of say that without thinking. About today. It's fine that we didn't have as much time as we wanted, because we can do this again. Whenever you want, you can come over, or we can go out somewhere. I forgot you don't like going out that much. I stumble over my words. Yuri simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so...
You're very thoughtful, Dash. Yuri takes a step closer to me, then briefly squeezes my hand.
Whoa!
I kind of like that about you.
Well...
How am I supposed to respond to that? But I don't even get a chance to, as Yuri suddenly pulls back. Sayori?
Yeah?
Hi, Dash.
Sayori, just now we weren't...
It's okay, Dash. I just stopped by to say hi. Well, it's nice to see you. I'm sorry, but I'm already on my way to leave. Really? That's too bad. I'm sorry, but we'll be together at the festival tomorrow, so that's fine, right? Of course.
Sayori beams.
Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Clearly embarrassed, Yuri hurries off. Sayori waves goodbye after her. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today.
Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me. So I had to come here to see it for myself.
See what? What are you talking about?
You know, how much fun you were having with Yuri, and how close you got to her. It makes me really happy that you've made such good friends. That's all that matters to me.
Tears start to fall down Sayori's face.
That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Dash? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be so much better if I could just disappear.
Sayori, don't say that.
It's true, Dash. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just...
Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So, even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain.
But...
Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her.
I'm scared, Dash. I'm really scared.
What are you scared of, Sayori?
I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me.
Sayori?
It's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. Dash. I like you so much that I want to die. That's how I feel. And...
That's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know what you need the most right now, and that's what I'm going to give you. Oh, fuck!
I mean, this will be like the Persona games, right? This is just like in Persona, when you say the friend thing, and they're just like, uh-oh! Uh-oh! I mean, we gotta just be honest here and hope for the best, even if it's the worst thing for Sayori, and she's probably, let's just save the game before we gotta make something like just, maybe, though that's not in the spirit of streaming. You'll always be my dearest friend. Please don't do anything drastic.
You'll always be my dearest friend. What you need most is for things to be like they've always been. Monica told me the truth. She told me how much happier you seemed after I joined the club. I know you're struggling with some really difficult feelings right now, but please trust me that I know what's best and what will make you happy in the end. I promise I'll get things back to the way they were.
I see. Sayori forces a smile through an incredibly pained expression. Is this what it feels like to get stabbed in the chest? I should write a poem about this.
Sayori.
It's okay. This is just my punishment, remember? For being so selfish. So please don't worry about these stupid feelings. I know you're right. I knew this whole time that there's no happiness down that path. That's why I came here, just so I could get the answer I needed to hear. And the other thing, you're also right that I just want it to go back to the way it was. I realize that now. You really do know me better than anyone, Dash. I'll trust you with anything at all, so... Sayori's smile finally breaks. All of a sudden, she turns around and drops to her knees. She screams that I can't do. Clutching her head with both hands, she screams as loudly as she can. I'm so shocked I don't know how to react. Sayori looks over her shoulder and flashes me one more weak smile before turning around and running off.
Sayori!
I'm left helplessly standing in front of my house. Why am I feeling so horrible about this? There's nothing more that I could have done. The most I can do is support Sayori through her feelings and help her on the path that's right. But I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back the way they were. I'm going to give it everything I've got. Sayori will always be my dearest friend. Okay, by the way, I also have another prediction about this game. So far, I think that this game has represented depression in a very accurate and positive way. Which means that I feel like at the end of it, it won't be like a... I feel like the disclaimers and people talking about the, you know, that part of it might be more that people think that if you're depressed and you hear other people who are depressed, that it makes you depressed. But first of all, yes, it's slightly true, because it makes me very sad to hear other people struggling with things that I'm familiar with. But one of the most helpful things with depression, one of the very most helpful things in the entire world, is knowing that there are other people who feel the same way. Not that there are other people who are depressed, but there are other people who understand. But yes, I know what you mean, Chaos Factor. Like, here's an example. Sometimes my phone, like, phone apps will pop up with a thing. Sometimes phone apps will pop up with a thing that says, like, how was your experience with this app? And there will be, like, a smiley face, a normal face, and a frowny face. And just the idea of somebody having a frowny experience and pressing the frowny face button, and the fact that the frowny face is frowning, like, actually, seriously makes, like, ruins me. And it makes me very depressed. It makes me feel terrible. And it bothers me a lot. Right? So yes, that's part of it. Depressing things or other depressed people can set off depression. It can. However, just knowing, though, that other people understand it, and that it's a thing that is a known, like, deal, and it's not just you alone, is also very helpful. So playing a video game that is written by somebody who is accurately representing what depression is, I find to be probably more helpful than it is bad. Because because it's a video game, and it helps you know that other people know the same thing. And also it helps spread awareness of how the illness is, you know? However, you know, this is pretty early on in the game, I think. And so, this is pretty early on in the game, so who knows? Maybe it'll spiral out of control and turn out to betray what I'm saying right now. But what I'm saying is I feel like this might ultimately be a positive thing for the issue at hand of mental illness. And I'll do whatever it takes to put a smile on her face every day. It's also really frustrating to be playing as a character who doesn't understand depression. But it's also a thing that you have to cope with depression, that people who don't have it don't understand. And they like won't help very much because they don't understand. That's kind of the hardest thing about depression, is that people who try to help but don't understand don't help. It's weird. But yeah, like I can tell you, one of the most difficult things for me growing up was dealing with my dad when it came to issues of depression, because my dad does not have it, does not understand, he doesn't have panic attacks, he just 100% cannot help because he can't, I don't know, think about it in the way that it needs to be thought about. It's kind of a my mom's side of the family thing. Anyway, of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking into school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, preparations for the event should be nearly complete. The banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently rolled it up to take it with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget everything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. But knowing Monika, I'm sure the event will be great too. Here's the thing, by the way. I guess, okay, these are the best words I can put it in. I don't expect to see Sayori ever again in this game right now. So, just putting that out there. Take that how you will. Basically, worst case scenario. Pretty sure it's worst case scenario. That's a thing that I am currently mentally prepared for. There is an adorable anime girl who suffers from depression, and I am not going to see her anymore. I think that's going to be a thing. Anyway, let's move on. Dash, you're the first one here. Hello, Spring the Sax person. Man, why does everybody who likes Doki Doki Literature Club have, like, really long Twitch names that don't have any numbers in them or anything? They're just, like, all lowercase letters that are several words. We've got Spring the Sax person, Randomly Combusting Snowman. Who was the last person that was also of this, it's your YouTube name? Those are the people today, but I swear there was something like this recently as well. Anyway, moving on. Thanks for being early.
That's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now.
Monika is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones that she prepared that have all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monika would like, and I submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you.
Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. You'd think that on days this important, she'd try a little harder.
Okay, yeah, thanks for remembering, you fucking dickhead. I say that, but suddenly I remember what Sayori told me yesterday. And suddenly I feel awful, knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. Haha. You should take a little responsibility for her, Dash. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know?
Exchange? Monica, you know about that?
Of course I do. I'm the club president, after all.
But
I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? About how I basically turned down her confession? That makes me seem like the bad guy here. But I'm the only one who knows what's best for her, right?
jeez, you don't know the full story at all, so...
Don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think.
Huh?
Monica's being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice.
Yeah, sure.
I grab one of the pamphlets laid out on the desk, trying not to think about the fact that there's no music playing and this is all very ominous.
Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people at the club take more seriously, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too. I flip through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving an almost professional feel. I recognize Natsuki and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice.
What's this?
I flip to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. Get out of my head, get out of... Oh. Okay, yep. Get out of my head before I know what's... Before I do what I know is best for you. Oh, God, yeah. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving.
What is this?
Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Dash, what's wrong?
Nothing.
This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that...
I changed my mind. I'm going to get Sayori, so...
Well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself, Monica calls that out after me. I quicken my pace. Oh god, I'm really hungry all of a sudden. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her, or help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs. And what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer, since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I open the door and let myself in.
Sayori.
She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. Can't believe I ended up doing this after all, waking her up in her own house. Isn't that more like something a boyfriend would do? In any case, just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on the door. Sayori, wake up. Yep, no response. Yeah, we all know it's coming. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy, but she really leaves me no choice? I gently open the door. Yep. Okay, well this here... Wait a second. Thanks, Futaba. You'll never do this to me. Hang on. I really want to know if this is... Traceback. I'm sorry, but an uncaught exception occurred. While running game code, file that... Python. Hang on. I don't know what line I'm on. Notepad++, help me. Oh, God. No, I don't want to download an update. There is no line 307. There is no li- Oh, wait, that's a different... Okay. There's no 307. Okay, anyway. Restart top context. Oh, geez. I didn't break anything, did I? Hold on a sec. I can probably fix this, I think. Actually, you know what? This would probably be a lot easier if I just deleted her. She's the one who's making this so difficult. Aha! Well, here goes nothing. Just looking through the rest of this. What kind of PC? I don't know. It's a computer. I bought parts and put it together. Okay, here's all this. Wait, this is just the same thing as before. Okay, well. There you go. I'm feeling apprehensive about coming back in here, but, we looked at the trace back for details. Why is this music like this? It's very strange. I'm curious about something else. Ah, fucking mouse. Game. Script chapter 5.rpy. That's not real. Okay, that one's not real. Vista theme. This is Windows 7. Okay, anyway. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I know what's best and that everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Turning down her confession. That has to have been what pushed her over the edge. Her agonized scream still echoes in my ears. Why did I do that to her when she needed me the most? Why was I so selfish? Hi, the last Lolamancer? Oh man, these names. This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and gave her what I know she wanted out of our relationship, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club, screw the festival. I just lost my best friend, someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I can do to bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I only had one chance and I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is more important than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never, 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 never. Oh! So the game actually ends. I was wondering... Okay, it doesn't. Gotcha. Okay. Alright. So... I think that the game just started. Yeah. Yeah. Okay then. Now... What? Okay, well that's called happythoughts.png. Okay, Okay, let's just see if there's anything funny in here. Renpai Game Engine. Okay. Oh, she's not in here anymore. That's so good. Holy shit. This game is beginning. There is no Sayori in the characters. That's so good. So here's where they say that they deleted her. Okay. Whoops, that's a different thing. That's not the program I want to open. Oh, geez. And I tried to exit too quickly. Okay, oh no, it's going. Alright. I'll be a little more patient next time. Okay, well. I like that she's also, like, mostly Monica. And parts of Natsuki. And parts of Yuri. And really actually isn't any part Sayori. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. The girl is her, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, we would oversleep more and more frequently. Okay, we've already... It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. But I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever. It's over before I know it. Pack up my things and I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There aren't really any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. But, Monica? Oh my goodness. I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right?
Yeah, it has.
Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. We rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at so genuinely feels a little...
What did you come in here for anyway?
Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers?
I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right?
About that. I actually quit the debate club.
Really? You quit?
Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it.
In that case, what club did you decide to join?
Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club.
Literature?
This sounds kind of dull.
How many members do you have so far?
It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. Not 4. Definitely not 4. It's really hard to find new members or for something that sounds so boring.
Well, I can see that.
But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right?
Did Monica say she?
Hey, Dash, by any chance are you still looking for a club to join?
I mean, I guess so, but...
In that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please?
Um,
Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica?
sure. I gotta check it out. Check it out.
Paul Soros Jr. from YouTube. I can't say I'm familiar with that person. I need to get something to drink/eat. I need to get another Soylent because I'm like starvingly difficult, and this game is also doing weird shit that like I'm uncomfortable with, but I'm also really into. So I need a little bit more strength in my body. It was hard to pinpoint why it sounded familiar.
Just to check it out.
Ah, awesome. You're really sweet, Dash. You know that? Oh, hi, Nicole. Thank you. Okay. Hang on, I gotta shake up this beverage. Oh. Yep. There we go. Okay, what I'm really curious to find out is like whether the disappearance of Sayori will make it more difficult to get with Yuri. What if it turned out I needed her? Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back, and I brought up a guest with me. Huh? A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Dash. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. 3 of them, though. I was hoping maybe for 4, but there are only 3, unfortunately. So, let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right?
What? No, I'm not.
Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki.
Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you.
So, I ran into Dash in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica. Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was gonna, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Dash? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks into the corner of the room and opens a closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? By the way, I also gotta point out that on this traceback thing, the idea of... This would probably be a lot easier if I just deleted her. She's the one who's making this so difficult. I think, you know, they know exactly what they're doing here. It's pretty great.
I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard and convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle.
You keep a whole tea set in the classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess.
We're gonna get a lot less use out of that with Sayori gone. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believe you.
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea.
I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Dash, what kinds of things do you like to read?
Well,
Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that.
manga.
I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change.
What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile.
Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Okay, let me tell you what's on my mind right now. I feel like the game played me, and I walked into it knowing exactly what was happening. When I made that choice, and I was talking about the depression and all that, and I made that choice, I knew this is where Sayori kills herself. I didn't know what that would do to the game. I didn't realize that it would do like a false ending and then have you restart the game with her taken out of it, which is really, really interesting. But at the same time, I feel annoyed that it's just exactly what they planned in the game, you know? But who knows? Maybe they actually planned for me to try to load my game and then the character doesn't exist anymore or something weird like that. I'm really curious, actually. What happens if I... Yep. Okay, well, yeah. Answers that question. Okay, great. Awesome. Perfect. That's what I wanted. I wanted them to not let you load, you know? That's perfect. Okay. Fantastic. Excellent. Excellent. Let's move on. They didn't get me. That's exactly what I wanted. What I really expected was to load the game and have it do something weird, you know? Not to just have the save file just be gone, which is a simpler way to do it. So, right, that's exactly what I was hoping for. Okay, anyway. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
I read a horror book once.
I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Ah, I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? You couldn't go back and try to save her? I mean, like, the thing was, I had half a mind to say the I love you thing to then try to string her along, but, you know. Anyway, really, if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Huh? Why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! And give that back! Fine. Natsuki,
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them.
Ah, not a very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri.
We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on responsibility of vice president, after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well?
Hold on, there's still one problem.
Huh? What's that?
Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club.
You know, we've read this. All this stuff. They're all dejected. Oh no, they're sad. And I'm like, oh, how could I let down all these cute girls? Yada yada. Do. Okay, I'm defenseless. Can't do a thing. It's all terrible. Okay, I'm gonna join the club. And now they're all happy again. So while I just skim this, let's just talk about how I feel about the game right now. I do feel very sad because I do feel sad because I liked Sayori a lot and I thought she was a really, really good character. But also, really like the, wait, what? Okay. I really do feel as if, like, I related to her personality. What the fuck is that? Okay then. That's on the wall. Okay. You never saw that? Anyway, I'm not gonna be able to stop looking at that and being sad. So that's a thing. Now I understand why this game is psychological horror. In that, basically, I have a feeling that this game is going to just, not You know, I'm gonna be honest, game. I don't really want to read it. But... Okay, yeah, happy thoughts. Yeah, alright, thanks. Thanks, game. Thanks for that one. But, okay, anyway. What do we got here? We got landscape. We got embrace. We've got time. We've got, you know, I don't know, vivacious, adventure. Feather. Who wrote the poem about the feather? That was Monica. I wonder if you can secretly go after Monica's heart and you don't get the feedback about it. Anyway, together. Philosophy. Daydream. Hi, streamer than lol. Happiness? Sensation. Universe. Did it just double pick words on me because of my mouse? Intellectual. Unrestrained. Imagine it. Oh god, it just double picked words. So yeah, okay, if you haven't picked it up yet, I've got a mouse that occasionally likes to just double click because it feels like it. Whisper. Infinite. I think it just did it again. Crimson. Yuri likes blood, and I can get behind that. Treasure? Hi again, Dash. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ah!
No, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word.
Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Dash. Oh, good, it's gone. It's gone. Okay. I was really worried that that was going to be popping up every day or something. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. It's not like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged in here by Monica. Uh-oh. Hang on, they're gonna argue and I'm not gonna have Sayori to help me. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Monica, you're in the way. You're in the way of the words. Babe, I need you to get back in the video game and out of okay. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back to her seat. I'm sorry, Dash. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway. Now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read?
Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask.
Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess.
No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. So if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to.
Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help get you started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted.
This is...
How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much.
Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this.
I enthusiastically take the book. Whew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. Has her top of her head always been going off the screen? Wait a second. The entire fucking room is at like a Dutch angle right now. And it's like zoomed in. Oh, okay, there. It just went back to normal. Yeah, I just noticed that too, actually, before you said it. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper into the book.
Sorry, I was just spacing out.
I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book you gave to me, right?
Hey, Voider! Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason.
Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book?
Well, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them.
I see.
There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. Okay, by the way. Okay, it's not letting me skip. Gotcha. I was gonna say, I wonder if I can, like, skip stuff that we've already seen. But I think, here we go. She's la-di-da. Something about she wants to read the book. She's explaining the book to me. She read the blurb so that she doesn't spoil anything, but it actually kind of seems like maybe she hasn't read the book, and she just wants to read the book together. But I'm not sure. That might be a thing that gets revealed later. Okay, yeah. Alright, well, What happened up here? Did she move her arms? I don't know. I was looking at the text. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts... What was that? Did you, Nope, not gonna... Okay, yeah, that was just gonna be on the screen for just a second. Well, yeah, that's fairly obvious that if skip is grayed out, it means that there's going to be something different to this. It's kind of like Bravely Default, how all the cutscenes are just like 1% different every playthrough, except all the characters are still being idiots. Except that in that game, the characters are idiots. Anyway. Sorry if I end up saying something strange, and please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry.
Okay, here's what I'm afraid of right now. I'm afraid that because I went for Yuri the first time, and then Sayori, did what she did, I'm afraid that Ghost Sayori and her corruption in the game is going to sabotage my relationship with Yuri. That's what I'm afraid of. Like, something that I'm gonna say is gonna turn into happy thoughts, and that kind of thing. That's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
Okay, yes. I mean, you don't have to, but...
What are you saying? Let me just get the book.
I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag.
Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right?
I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Ah, yeah,
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright. Alright, and something about... We're reading the book. She's kind of there. Okay, now she's reading our book. See, here, now we get to the cute part. I was just bathing in the feeling of your body. Oh, shit.
You apologize a lot, don't you?
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Here. This should work, right?
I slide my desk up until Yuri's and move the book more towards in between us. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. We each lean a little bit, our shoulders almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open.
I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here. Okay. We're safe here. I believe that we are going to be safe in this specifically drawn portion. We're safe from Sayori trying to sabotage this. So, we're reading with Yuri just like last time. It's adorable. We read slower. This is where last time I was playing this, I was talking about how pacing is ruined in co-op video games because of stuff like this. Where I can't even read the book because I'm just like paying attention to where their eyes and head are moving to see if I'm behind. Okay, and then, right, there was that thing. Alright. Yeah, we got all this. Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading.
You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little...
My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. Whoa, why is her face weird? I just need some water.
Alright, don't push yourself.
Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom.
What on earth was that about?
Dash? Did something happen just now?
Huh? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess.
So you don't know anything?
Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her?
Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her.
No, nothing.
Ah, don't worry. I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's not alarming.
Alright, if you say so.
Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other?
Huh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri?
Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay?
Yeah, I was just asking.
I stand up, I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, and then slip it back into my bag. Okay, so yeah, here is where the part... Here's the part where my relationship with Yuri is becoming sabotaged by what happened the first time. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Okay. Dash, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home.
What? Harsh.
What, do you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid?
I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about?
Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again.
Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess.
Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly. Okay, yeah. That's hers. I like her poems. Her poems are great. Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. Okay, now we can skip this. Right. She thinks that your poems should be to the point. And they don't have to pretend to be more intellectual than they need to be. Hi, Dash. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, won't you share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Ah, I can't really do a laugh like that. Don't worry, Dash. We're all a little bit embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that you learn to get past soon. We'll all learn to get past soon. Sorry, I'm a little distracted.
Yeah, that's true.
I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Dash. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everybody's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Huh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We all still have plenty of time. So I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then.
Hole in wall. Okay. Did I? No, I have not read this one, I don't think. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. By the way, I really feel like since Monica cannot be specifically gone for, unless it's a hidden thing, she's gonna be a weird conduit here, I think. I have a feeling that we're gonna see more Sayori in her than anyone else. Anyway, we've seen the rest of this. And now it's time for Yuri's poem, yay! As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Huh?
What was that?
Did I say that out loud? Yuri covers her mouth, first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
Huh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words of the poem as if it's breaking them down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, okay, yeah, and then we saw this, and then she gives us help, and then her poem is great. Huh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah, if anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Dash.
Me too.
Uh-oh. I kind of changed our relationship. I liked it more where I was impressing her by learning from her, but now it's like I've already impressed her, and so it's gonna be weird from now on. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns to the poem onto the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Huh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Dash did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Dash liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Huh? That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Dash appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Dash started showing up. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking, you wanna be edgy bitch. Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know? If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Dash hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly, Yuri turns toward me as if she just noticed I was standing here. Dash, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. How did I get Oh, jeez. Yuri. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's Yuri. She's the one. Okay, hi, Monika. How are you? How are you doing? You're awfully close. Monika, I am just going to click on Yuri again. Despite where you are on this, okay, you're still there. I appreciate that we've all taken a step back a little bit, but babe, you're still in front of the critical elements of the video game's, I don't want to say heads up display. It's not completely accurate to say that, but it's close enough, okay? You get it. You get what I'm saying. Monika's not talking. Hey, Dash. Why don't we step outside for a little bit, okay? Yeah, let's, you can put Sayori back in the game if you want. I think I've learned my lesson a little bit. Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead.
Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the room. She quickly runs away.
Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead.
Yuri? I didn't mean it.
I believe you.
I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Dash, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. And besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want.
Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica.
You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get that much of a chance to discuss my book with Dash. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. Okay. Well, that was the end of that day, I guess. Oh boy. Well, so ends day 1 or 2 of that day. You know what I'm really curious about, by the way? It probably wouldn't work. But I would be curious as to what would happen if you just manually deleted the character. Hi, Rempo. What else do you have hidden for me in here? License. The PNG reference library is supplied as is. What? Okay. Alright, well, yeah, there's some stuff in here. I'm taking a quick look here. You know, there might be something funny in here. Or something terrible. Can you hear me? There's a little devil inside all of us. Beneath their manufactured perception, their artificial reality, is a writhing, twisted mess of dread, loathing, judgment, elitism, self-doubt, all thrashing to escape the feeble hold of their host, seeping through every little crevice they can find, into their willpower, starving them of all comfort food. Starving them of all motivation and desire, into their stomach, forcing them to drown their guilt in comfort food. Or into a newly opened gash in their skin, hidden only by the sleeves of a cute new shirt. Such a deplorable, tangled mass is already present in every single one of them. That's why I choose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was tie the knot. Log. Okay. Well, I'm really tired. And, you know, I think that this game is doing some really, really cool things as far as a video game goes. But I am also starting to feel as if I maybe shouldn't play it. Because it is starting to get darker than I'm comfortable with. But I don't know. it's cool. I think it's doing things that are cool enough to where I might want to keep playing it. But at the same time, the events of the game are hitting me in a way that I am somewhat uncomfortable with. And I'm afraid that it might cross a line for me. You know what I mean? Like, the game is really cool and really good. And I really enjoy the idea of it. But again, it's making me a little uncomfortable, and I'm afraid that it's going to actually cross a line at some point. So that's a thing that is going through my head. That's part of why I'm so distracted. I've probably started stammering and pausing a lot weirdly in my reading of the last day, and it's just because I'm really distracted by that idea. That, like, that might happen. In fact, when we were going up to Sayori's room, and I was 100% positive of what it was going to be, I thought about just quitting the game and just being like, nope, I'm not into that. But I went with it. And the game did some really cool and interesting things with it. Because, you know. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. But, I think I basically already said exactly what I'm thinking, which is exactly what I said. I'm worried that a line is going to be crossed, and the playing of this game is actually going to make me less happy with the game than I am at this point. But, yeah. It's a cool game. Very artful. I mean, this is the kind of game that... Whoops, I meant to just go to the title screen. This is the kind of game that's like a good showpiece for, you know, games as an art form and that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling now because I already said what I wanted to say. But yeah, alright. I might be back to this at some point. I also need to play some happy games. So, I'm gonna be back with a happier game pretty soon. And, yeah. I'm gonna say have a good night, everybody. And let me just, find someone to host here. Hi, Dong Diggity. I like games that do weird stuff with the files and stuff. Like, that is really cool to me. Having to go into the game files and find things is, like, super cool. Alright, so, I am looking around at, who is streaming here. Looks like Shark is playing Wings of V. Shark is one of the best Wings of V players around, so check him out. Thanks, guys, for watching. Have yourselves a good night. Bye!